Hi Newcomer teachers. Today we're going to talk about math vocabulary more and less, and we're going to talk a little bit about a few common nouns and numbers. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to pick some common nouns. You could draw them, or if you have things around your classroom, backpack, pencil, wherever you happen to be, you could actually just use those actual items. So let's say you have 2 cans and 3 backpacks, whatnot. You could just bring it to a counter or a table or something and show it to your newcomers, okay? And you're going to teach those kids those words. So for this modeling session, I chose just star, heart, and house, basically, because that's all I could really draw. And so you're going to go over those words. You're going to write it with the kids. You could have them write it as well and draw it as well. Even if it's an item from your classroom, like a backpack, they could do a quick drawing. And you're going to just repeat those words several times with the kids. Star, 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 star. Heart, 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 heart. House, 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 house. So that they know these words. If you want also, if you're in a certain grade level and there's certain grade level vocabulary or grade level, some type of noun you could have them see on, like maybe on an overhead or on your phone, that'd be great as well, right? So you have them learn those 3 common nouns. Then I personally would choose to go ahead and do a direct translation. So for here, I use the word more and less. That's the whole point of this lesson, more and less. And I went on Google or any search engine, and I just put, how do you say more in Arabic, or whatever language you want? How do you say more? Now, if there are characters or different ways of writing the alphabet that are not similar to ours, I find it sometimes easier just if you could click on a little button and it'll say the word for you. And oftentimes when I have a student who speaks a different language that I don't understand, and I'm trying to teach a key concept like more or less, I'll just go ahead and have them hear it and they recognize it and they nod and they understand. So it's a quick direct translation, okay? And then here I kind of drew these little, maybe I guess you could call them dominoes, but little boxes, right? So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my number 1, and the sentence that corresponds with the drawing is also number 1, right? So 1, 1. And I'm going to say, okay, we have here, how many stars? Count with me, please. 1, 2, 3 stars. 3 stars. How many stars? 3 stars. Say it in a sentence. We have 3 stars. We have 3 stars. And you'll do the same for the hearts, right? And so you're talking about more or less. So are there more? And then you could point to the word in their language, or if you know the language. So if I know Spanish, so I might say, hay más. Are there more stars or hearts? Because remember, a lot of these kids know this already. They just don't know it in English, right? So we're trying to give them the correct sentence structure to go ahead and be able to phrase this. And then you're going to go ahead and go down to here to the sentence where it says, there are blank stars than hearts. Stars then. Are there more stars than hearts, or are there less stars than hearts? And if they need some help with that, you could go ahead and help them. But really for this exercise, try to scaffold it so they're eventually doing the ones toward the bottom by themselves. Okay, and then so you're going to go ahead and fill this in. If you want, you could also write the numbers. So for 3, you could write the number 3, and you could also write the word 3, however you want to extend it. Then you're going to go ahead and fill in all of the blanks. The kids are going to be writing it as well. And then, of course, you always read it out loud at least 3 times with your newcomers. There are less stars than hearts. There are more houses than hearts. So you're going to read it at least 3 times. They should be writing this during independent time, and then they could always take it home and have to read it to someone for homework. Also, if the kids are getting a hang of this, I usually recommend for these exercises to be done several times. But if they get the hang of this right away, you can add things like same as, so there are the same number of stars as there are hearts, or whatever, for something you do the following day. Words like equal and fewer to the vocabulary to extend it and make it a little more difficult. Thank you. See you next time.